Hello, guys. Welcome in to another Tuesday night here on the channel. I am Dean the Turkey Legster. I have a special guest tonight. I will introduce my special guest just a moment. This is Let's Talk Turkey, my regular Tuesday night stream that I go live. And welcome in to everyone. If you have not already, bop that like button. And if you're catching this on the replay of, the replay of the stream, leave me a comment and let me know. Say hello, say gobble gobble, whatever you want to say. Just let me know you are here. Um, so we are counting down to Christmas. Let me introduce my guest first, and then I'll talk about our countdown to Christmas. My guest over here on the other side of the screen is Dean of the liveplace.com. The Live Place is shouted out all the time. I'm going to let Dean talk about how that came to be, kind of the story behind it, what its goal is. We'll get into that a little bit. But Dean, do you know off the top of your head how many days it is until Christmas?
Oh boy, I would guess about 43. I don't know, 45. I don't know. Probably 47. So 36. I was way off.
36.
Oh, that's cool.
36 days until Christmas, guys.
I love that.
Coming up quickly. Yeah, this was from Hobby Lobby.
Oh, my
And
daughter
I
used to work
and
there.
I love the peanuts. I love Christmas. So naturally it was like double kryptonite to me. Um, so let me welcome in everyone in the chat really quickly. I have this guy, Dean the Turkey Legster. Don't know why he's got in here. Mandy Adams, hello, welcome in. They are diet killers, but sometimes you just gotta embrace it. We have Dean at the Live Place in the chat, and over here, over somewhere, one of the sides here. Howdy, Dawn. The Hitchhiking Bones, welcome in. It is my favorite time of the year. You may not have to guess why. Should be fairly obvious. Princess Paula Bell, welcome in, Paula. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Let me scroll down here. Dapper Vanta Crew, welcome in. Hello. Hello, hello. Gloria Thibodeau, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Tina McNeil, hello. And Chuck. I know Chuck listens or watches later. So hello, Chuck. Who else? Jason Thibodeau, welcome in. Hello. We're scrolling. Dave Stragan, welcome in. Hello. Hello. All right. So I had we were chatting about this before the stream. I had the opportunity to be interviewed along with by Brian, who's used to have a channel, Brian's West Coast Disney Adventure, and he's had some life things, and so he's kind of he pops into chats under a different name now. But I remember we chatted, and that was a great time. Of course, it was a big deal because we're both deans, and I think we're the only two deans like in the YouTube community.
I think so.
Um, so it's kind of a big deal. So I thought I would revisit, that funness, and have you on for another chat, or have not another I for a chat on my channel.
Yeah.
Julie Gerbil, welcome in.
Hi, Julie.
Welcome in, everyone. Did I miss anyone? Everyone's saying hello. So, yeah. So just, I guess to start, maybe just a brief introduction of yourself,
Sh-
and maybe how you, found, what was the first of the, our Disney live stream friends, and the community, and kind of a brief introduction in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's one of those questions where I could probably go on for 10, 15 minutes, but I'll give you a briefer answer, which was, oh, I want to say it was 2017 or 18. It was back when Resort TV One was about 5,000 subscribers.
Ooh.
I remember that much. And so one day, my brother, who's Epcot Bob, who's at Disney World right now, he said, "Hey, have you ever seen these live streamers, Resort TV One?" I actually had, and I didn't know it. I had seen some of their other, not their live work, but their video stuff. And I said, no. And I went and checked it out. And when, pardon me, when I was on there, I didn't know how live streams really worked very well. And I put a comment in the chat. And when Josh replied to me, I was so overwhelmed. I literally felt like I had to pinch myself. And so that was what got me. I'm sorry, I had to cough just a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that the reply to your comment in chat, it's a huge deal, especially when it's a new thing. Um,
Yeah. There was a wonder about it, and I remember maybe the first or the second stream. Hey Nathan, um, that I went on to Josh's. He had just been, or D23 had just happened, and then I had put in the comments that I was really looking forward to that space themed restaurant at Epcot, and he said, "Well, that's actually what I'm most excited about." And so there was just something right away that was very welcoming about Josh and Jenna. And from there, that's where the story gets too big to say in one breath. But that's was my introduction into this community was through Resort TV One.
yeah, I found them. I found Resort TV One. I've talked about this on the channel, but it started. Um, it was March of 2019, and I found their channel. I was following like some of like the news, like Mickey Views and DSNY newscast, Disney Food Blog were like the three main Disney channels. I didn't know live streaming was a thing. So I came across their live stream, and they were at one of they were either the yacht club or the beach club or something, and I recognized the resort, but I was like, this is interesting. How are they doing this? And so Resort TV One was my first channel, and then I found more from there, and then um, but like it's almost 6 years later, I guess 5.5 ish. I've got my own channel now for a few years, and there's so many other channels, and
Yeah.
um,
To be fair, Resort TV One was not the first channel that I was on a live stream. The first one was Lou Mangello, and
oh,
And I had an interesting connection with Lou in that I started a hey Najuma. I started a Facebook group called Disney Admin, and I didn't know who Lou Mangello was, and he joined it. And
Oh,
after he joined it, a whole bunch of people joined it. And so I thought, why did a bunch of people join it? Well, they were all followers of Lou. So I thought, okay, who's this Lou Mangello? And then, of course, come to find out, he's had the number one travel podcast for like 9 years in a row. He's, obviously very iconic in the Disney community. And so that was my first live streamer. Resort TV one was second.
okay. Yeah, I've heard of him. I haven't really checked him out. I know he's big on there, but I just,
Big.
especially nowadays, there's so many channels and things, and heaven forbid you try to have a life outside of the internet. But I have heard of, I have heard of, I have heard of Lou Mangello.
Yeah. Yeah, like Paula says, the WDW radio show podcast is my favorite podcast, really. And I have podcasts, but I like his.
Yeah, that was another thing we talked about um, with Brian is that we both have experience in the podcasting world.
I forgot about that.
'Cause I used to do a podcast, I don't anymore,
Yeah.
called The Dean Report, and it's still up. I know for sure it's on Spotify. If anyone has Spotify, it's still up there. I think it's still up there. Um, and actually, one thing I've done with Let's Talk Turkey is the last couple of months is I've gone through some of the subjects of some of my podcasts, and I've done those ideas here on the show on my Let's Talk Turkey.
Oh.
For example, I did one about story ideas that I've been an aspiring writer in the past, and I had some just rough ideas that I talked through some of those concepts for the live stream on YouTube. So that's one thing I'm doing is I'm kind of going through, seeing if I can, do kind of an updated YouTube version of my uh, what I talked about on the podcast. But so if anyone is into podcasts, you can look up the Dean Report. I know it's on Spotify. I think it's on, oh gosh, iHeartRadio, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yep.
went over to, I think I put it on, what's the one?
The
Stitcher.
apples or
It
iTunes?
didn't go to Apple. I couldn't figure out how to because I don't have an Apple. I don't do Apple products.
That one's hard to get on.
Sorry, internet. If anyone hears that out loud, um, but I know for sure it's on Spotify. If um, Google Podcasts, I think, picked it up. That was like anyway.
What was your podcast
Definitely
called?
the Dean Report.
The Dean Report. I found it here. Yeah, it's definitely on Spotify,
Yeah.
iHeart. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's on several platforms, and I haven't done that in a few years. I think when I started this channel, it was um, I was still trying to do it, and then I kind of dropped it in favor of YouTube. Um, so aren't we all glad? Um, oh, that's okay, Paula. That we all pick our platforms. Um, so to talk about your podcasting, if you can,
Sure. I mean,
a little bit, or as much as you want
I'll just say
to.
I've actually, oh boy, I've been a I've put out, I think you're a creator, Dean. I think we're both creators. We have to
Yeah.
be making something. And so that was obviously a big thing before live streaming. In fact, when I first saw Lou as a live streamer, only certain people could live stream. Not everyone could in the beginning. And he was one of those people that was approved through Facebook to live stream, whatever their parameters were. But on the podcasting, my brother and a friend of mine started one called Recapturing the Future. And it was really about how we had an exciting view of the future many years ago, and we had kind of lost sort of the excitement of it. And so we were kind of rekindling our past visions of the future. And then we were looking at places that were kind of plowing into the future, like Dubai or China with its trains or something like that. And then I did a podcast called This Happy Place, where I interviewed people about their Disney interests. I did a Lone Ranger podcast where I just simply took the Lone Ranger episodes, which anybody can do, by the way, and I kind of edited it so that it was broken into two segments for each show. And then I did one called The Dreamer's Moment, where I interviewed people who had left their day job to pursue their dreams.
Oh,
And so I had some really interesting guests on that. Um, and that was a lot of fun. But it's all a lot of work. And I did what
yeah,
you did. I got interested in live streaming, and I kind of left all that to the side.
yeah. I think if I hadn't started YouTube, I think I'd probably still be doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Um, because, like you said, I'm a creator. I've got stories or things to tell and to share. And, there's been periods where I get burnt out, and I'm addressing that. I'll talk about that in coming weeks, you know, but I've gone through periods where I'll tell, and my moderators know this. I'll do in our little chat. I'll say, I think I'm stepping away from the channel for indefinite period, and then like the next week, I'm like, well, I can't stand it. I'm going to go live. Uh, you know, so so everyone, stay tuned to the channel. I will be talking about what I'm doing on the channel to combat that burnout. I'll be talking about that probably on, well, just stay tuned to the channel. I'll be talking about that. But yeah. Um, so let's talk about your Disney interests. Um, when like maybe like let's talk about, well, what was your last Disney trip? Uh, when was it? And maybe what was your um, maybe what was your some highlights
From the
um,
last trip?
from your last trip?
Now I got to think about it because yeah, I haven't. Oh, yeah, I remember. I'm sorry. And by the way, thank you, Don, for saying that. I really appreciate that. Um, so my last trip was with my family, which was in February, and we had sort of and we had a good trip, but we had something a little unfortunate happen when we were down there. We all got COVID, and
Uh-oh.
so yeah, and honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I think I know when it happened. Um, and it is what it is. But we were eating at what's the restaurant at Animal Kingdom? Oh, Sanaa. We were eating at Sanaa, and a family that was sitting next to us had their child was really sick and coughing, just something awful. And
Ah,
I think what happens is people make these big plans, and then somebody gets sick and it's really hard to, not do what you want to
Mm-hmm.
do. But unfortunately, we all got sick, all four of us. And
Oh.
so we I woke up the next morning and I knew, oh boy, and then found out my son had gotten it and eventually my daughter and my wife. But we still managed to have a nice trip because we got away. We were in Florida. It was beautiful out. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the days, even I was sick, my daughter and we did I have this thing. I have a video on it on how to do Disney without going into a park and how to really take advantage of the many things that you can do at Disney, including riding the ferry boat from Magic Kingdom to the TTC, or riding the Skyliner, eating at one of the hotels, just really seeing all the beautiful property. And we did that, and we had a blast. And so, yeah, that I kind of forgot that was just in February. So that was my last trip, and that's probably been about my 24th time that I've been to Disney World, and I live in Minnesota.
Oh. So I think everyone tends to ask this on interviews, so I'm going to ask it also. What is your favorite of the Walt Disney World parks?
I'll answer it if you answer it.
Okay.
My favorite by far is Epcot, and the reason is because I love the idea of Epcot. I love the openness of it. It feels like it's more spacious. I know it can get busy, and sometimes during the festivals it gets a little crazy, but as my brother and say, we like to zag when everybody else is zigging. We know how to we know how to get to places that are more quiet. So Epcot.
Okay, yeah, that's for me too. Um, I think it's specifically because of the World Showcase.
Yeah.
There's just a unique feel to that. The view across the water is, it's just got this, unique vibe to it.
Yes.
Um, Although coming in a very close second is Animal Kingdom,
Oh, nice.
and it comes in second. I've talked about this, and so I'm going to be a broken record here for a second because they don't sell turkey legs at Animal Kingdom.
Oh,
So they do at Epcot. But Animal Kingdom, I really, that again, it's a very unique vibe. It's relaxing. It's just got that's very unique to itself. But they don't sell turkey legs, which gives Epcot the edge over Animal Kingdom.
nice. What's your favorite ride at Animal Kingdom?
Um, well, it's been a while since I've actually been on it, but I enjoyed the safari
Yeah.
a lot. The train that goes to Rafiki's Planet Watch. It's pretty short, but it's a it's a train.
Yeah.
Um, I know recently I actually um, tended to not, for different reasons, um, tended to not do a lot of rides. Um, but just walking around the park, really, really enjoyable. I do like the Nemo show,
It's
and the
beautiful.
Festival of the Lion King. Those
Yes.
I do like. The shows are
I
really
love
good.
those shows are great. But the safari is also my favorite at Animal Kingdom. Although I really love Flight of Passage. That's fun too. And Expedition Everest.
So what about at Epcot? Um, I will say I think my favorite. I enjoy the Circle Vision films.
Okay.
Those are the China and
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
Those are great. Um, the Living with the Land, as far as actual rides.
Yeah.
Living with the Land is, you know, it's great air conditioning when you need it. Any of the air conditioned rides are great air conditioning. Spaceship Earth, there's
Yeah.
nothing like, the ride inside of the big ball. Um, so I would say those are my top.
Oh yeah. I would you nailed my two of my Living with the Land is my favorite ride in any park. And it's just so relaxing. It's got different sections. It's got beautiful music. It's interesting. When I first saw that that you could plant something on the moon or using moon dirt, I was just blown away. Spaceship Earth is definitely in my top three rides of all Disney. Living with the Land is the top, and then my second favorite ride of all Disney is People Mover.
Oh yeah, People Mover is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, love
Um,
People Mover.
I tell you what gets me on the Living with the Land is when the music starts and it's that flute that
Oh
starts.
yeah.
I'm a real sucker for flute in music, and also when there's um, vocalization, like people just vocalizing and it's not words. When there's a song and someone's doing that, and it's kind of the you remember how what's the show before Harmonious? If you remember
Oh
how
yeah,
Harmonious opened with
yeah,
that
yeah.
I won't do it all, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
That, and there was a lot of discussion. We won't go into that unless you want me to, about the show, but the soundtrack, that opening, it was my it so whenever that vocalization's in there or flute, it gets me, and
Oh,
so
I want to show you something. This is my phone. Okay, you want to hear my ringtone?
yeah,
Can you hear it?
it's kind of picking it up, yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, I could
It's
tell it's the music there. Yeah, the
it's
music at the end too.
it's that it's that first flute thing you hear as you enter Living with the Land.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I love
I'm
that.
just I'm
We
a
have a lot
sucker
in
for the
common.
yeah, yeah. It's um what about Hollywood Studios? Any favorites in Hollywood Studios?
Well, I love I love Rise of the Resistance. I mean, it's a great attraction, but it's not one that I say is in my top 5 or even 10, and the reason is because I don't have to ride it multiple times every time I go there. It's not that kind of a ride. Whereas I'll go on Spaceship Earth many times. I'll go on Living with the Land many times or People Mover. But Rise of the Resistance, I'm happy if I get on it once. But you know what ride I really like that is kind of in the past a bit is Star Tours. And the reason I love Star Tours so much is the queue. I love walking through the queue. It's so it's Star Warsy, but it's futuristic. It gives you that feeling of you're going somewhere else. And so I love Star Tours. I miss the Great Movie Ride. Um, I
Oh
wish
yeah.
they, I wish they would have put Mickey's Runaway somewhere else. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love Hollywood. I love Rock and Roller Coaster. Um, but it's not my favorite park, but I still like it.
Yeah, that's why I asked that because it's not mine either. They don't sell turkey legs there either.
Oh, don't they?
Plus,
Huh.
it no, don't get me started. Um, I mean, I like it. I like Galaxy's Edge. It's the theming is great in there. Toy Story Land.
Mhm.
Um, Even though it's hot and crowded, and I usually just
Yeah.
walk through. I'm
Yeah.
not a roller coaster person,
Okay.
so with I just kind of walk by and
Yeah.
if there's like a video ride through I can watch, I'll do that. But I'm a gentle soul and I can't handle the motion. And same thing with Soarin'. Um, I wrote that once. And, I mean, it was okay, but I had like at the beginning when like you went up, there was just it was enough of a
Yeah.
discomfort
Yeah.
that I was like, hey, I don't know if I'll do this again. But that was nice. That was neat.
Yeah.
you
Yeah, it's a
know. Um,
great experience. How do you like Toy Story Mania?
oh, Toy Story Mania is fun. I haven't done that in years.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Actually. But yeah, that's really fun. That's a lot of fun with the 3D aspect, and you're playing the game, um, and that queue line is something else.
That's the
Um,
best part of that ride, in my opinion. I love the queue. It's fun,
yeah.
but you get
Um,
tired.
yeah. What about food? Are there any favorite like restaurants or on the snack category? What are your favorites in that?
And so for restaurants, I mentioned Sanaa. Sanaa is definitely, I would say it's my favorite right now. Minus we had the bad experience, but the one that I've liked for a long time, and I haven't done it for a while, is the Ohana's. I really like Ohana's at Polynesian. That's a and they used to bring a wider variety of meat. Pardon me. Um, but the best meat, in my opinion, at Ohana's is their chicken. Their chicken is so good, and their bread pudding and whatever that dessert is so good. So those would be two of my favorites. I enjoy, gosh, Epcot. Has so many great places. I actually like the Annapolis just because their pizza is really good. Uh, the beer garden I've eaten at a few times, and it's pretty good. But gosh, yeah, you can hardly go wrong. Le Cellier is really good.
Well, I mean, don't everyone be shocked, but my first meal when I go to the safe parks, as I call them, that carry the turkey legs, is that's my first meal is a turkey leg, and then if that'll be like lunch if I'm there the whole day, and then I'll pick something else, at one of the restaurants. Magic Kingdom, it is usually like Columbia Harbor House. I'll go
Yes.
with something there. Epcot's usually, it depends on if I'm towards the front of the park. I mean, now it's the connections. I'll go in there. If I'm in the, you know, trying to think what else I've had at Epcot as a second meal. The fish and chips in the UK, the quick service in China, the Lotus Blossom or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Just that quick service. Debbie Burnfield, welcome in. Hello.
Hey, Debbie.
Um, Hollywood Studios. I actually haven't spent a lot of time in because of the certain food item that they don't have. Um, I have had, I have eaten at one of the places. I forget what the name of it is. One of the places on Hollywood, or the street going to Tower of Terror. They
Is it?
have a
Oh,
few,
not the Brown Derby.
not the Brown Derby. One of the like quick service places.
Okay. Yep.
I forget what it's called. I had a salad there, I think once. I think I've eaten over at the over by Star Tours,
Oh,
the quick service.
yeah. That's
Is
by
it Backlot?
yeah, the Indiana
Backlot Express?
Jones.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I think that's right.
Um,
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yep.
Um, um, Animal Kingdom. I have eaten a few times actually at Satuli Canteen.
It's delicious.
I found, I've tried a couple of things there. I think, well, I've had the pizza place there.
Oh, Rafiki's?
Pizza,
Is that?
pizza, pizza Furry,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
That's it.
think Pizza Furry. I have had something there, or stuff from there. So that's basically that. And at Disney Springs, well, they sell turkey legs, but I have eaten at. I actually ate at the Boathouse with the Hitchhiking Bones, Dawn and her husband Jeff. I ate there at one time, so I have tried that. I typically don't do like the sit down ones, just because I'm usually there by myself, so it feels kind of weird
Yeah,
doing a sit down at Disney
yeah.
by myself. So that's why I'm not talking about sit down places a lot. Though
Okay.
I did get into Homecoming at Disney Springs.
Oh, okay. Is it as good
I,
as they
I
say?
I did a walk up. I told them it's just me. Do you have a table ready? I only waited like 10 minutes and they called me, and I tried one of their salads, strawberry salad. I forget what the exact name is, but
Mm.
it was a newer item on their menu. So I need to go back because I haven't tried any of the famous things like the boiled the eggs, the church lady eggs, or the chicken and waffles. I think
Mm.
it's another item. Whatever else is famous. Um, I just had the salad, but I can say yes, I've eaten at Homecoming.
Huh. I've heard a lot about it, but I have not. And Don brings up ABC Commissary. That's the one I think that's backed by the Indiana Jones. Um,
ABC Commissary. I've walked by it all the time.
yeah.
Well, not all the time because I've really haven't been to Hollywood a ton. Um, but yeah, I do. I think I have looked at that menu
Hmm.
before. Um, so at Walt Disney World, of all of the, we'll go current and past, or maybe we can do shows that like from your last that you saw in your last couple of trips versus maybe like into the past shows, the nighttime shows. I'm talking about parades. What are some favorites, or yeah, let's go with favorites on like the nighttime shows.
Well, I'm gonna date myself. And I remember talking about this once, and the person who knew exactly what I meant was Amy from AJC Magic TV. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan,
Um,
welcome in.
So I don't know if anybody else is in this chat is old enough to remember, but in prior to Reflections of Earth, Illuminations, Reflections of Earth, it was just Illuminations, and that was a different show. Everybody remembers the Reflections of Earth and the beautiful soundtrack that it had, but Illuminations, although it wasn't as big of a spectacle, and they didn't have as much in the lake, it had the best music. And the what I remember so well is that you were standing, by the lake. It didn't matter where, and it would go out to France and play some France patriotic music. It would go to
Mm.
Canada. It would go to every country, and the music that they chose. Oh my goodness, it was so good, and the country would light up. So that's my all-time favorite nighttime show. That you're, as long as you're asking, but Reflections of Earth is very close to it. I liked Harmonious. I didn't love it as much as everybody, but I liked it. Um, you were saying the one before Harmonious. What was that called? Oh my goodness. World,
Um,
to have the word world in it?
well, Harmonious, Luminous is the one that's the newest one.
Yep.
Harmonious is the one that had all those ugly barges. Epcot Forever
Epcot
is
Forever.
is their intermittent, you know, not so forever show that was, their temporary show.
Yeah, it was very temporary. I
Um,
liked Epcot Forever's music.
I
I
did,
thought
yeah.
I thought it was really good. I didn't really care for the kites and so forth, but I really I like the music from it. I have never been, believe it or not, to the Phantasmic. I have never been to it. Have you?
I went years ago. I have not made a point to be there, to be at Hollywood Studios that late.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I haven't seen like the update that they did um, recently.
yep.
But I did see it way back. I would have been 2009, 2010. Um, I had to pass that year. So that would have been the year that I saw Phantasmic.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen Phantasmic. I like obviously the Magic Kingdom one, but what I don't like about the Magic Kingdom night shows, as good as they are, is how crowded it is. So really like to avoid crowds. Um, so you can actually stand at the TTC where you get on the ferry boat, and you can watch uh, it from there, and it's not half bad. And they do pipe the music in. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, they do. Hey, Mark, how are you? So I've done a couple of times. I've gone to the Polynesian
Mm,
on their beach. I've also tried on the boat dock where the ferry boat, the little transportation boat comes in. The one downside to that is that the boats don't stop coming during the show, and there's not a ton. There's
yeah,
one, maybe two that will come while the show is running. So you got the toot of the horn and all that, but it's a great view of the fireworks. You are blocked from the castle, so you don't actually. I mean, you couldn't really tell the projections anyway, but because there's the one of the little islands, it just blocks the view. But
yeah.
they pipe in the music to the dock on the speakers, so you can hear well um, from there from the beach also. Uh, so that's a good view that I like, and I like that over the contemporary view because
Okay.
it's still that straight on view
Yeah.
where you're looking right, even though it's hard to see the castle or the view is blocked, you still see that straight on view. It's not like the firework going off to the side like you get on the Contemporary.
Yep.
Um, so I like the Polynesian
Hmm.
personally, and that's it. You know, there are going to be some crowds, not as many as in the park, obviously, because you know everyone at the resort's trying to, you know, watch the fireworks also, but it's nowhere near as bad as in the park. But
Yeah.
I like you. This is not something else we share. I'm allergic to people, to crowds. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of like it's the phrase. That's if the phrase I heard someone say is, "I'm fine with the general public. It's the people I can't stand." So,
I'm I'm the same. I would do anything to avoid crowds, and I literally I would, like Bob and I were talking while he's down there now, that a great time to go on rides is when the shows are going on, since everybody's watching the shows. And that's, I would always choose a ride over, well, most shows. I want to see shows, but you know, the rides are probably my favorite.
yeah. So just like really quick, not really quick. We've when you're not at Disney, or are there any other vacation destinations that you've enjoyed, you know, in your lifetime?
Yeah, for sure. I would say the one that popped into my mind first is, we live in Minnesota, and my family's one of our favorite places is the North Shore of Minnesota, which is on Lake Superior. Um, we like just going up there and spending 3, 4 nights and hiking and eating out, and just it's beautiful. The Canadian Rockies was a favorite, and actually Colorado. Um, so we enjoy nature as well. But yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say Disney has been my number one
Yeah.
destination.
Oh
Bob had
yeah,
food.
and yeah.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, Jonathan said Bob had food with Steve and Jeff the other night. Yeah, they they sent me a little video, and were tempting me to come down.
Oh
Yeah, yeah, they had fun.
yeah, I like nature as well. So there we go with our similarities.
Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't going to mention this tonight, but I just did it today. Took a little road trip. I was on the roads with the Orlando traffic and all the people. I did not like that, but I took a little road trip and I found a little nature area, little preserve. It's about an hour away. Um, so I got to check that out, which I really enjoyed. It was also the perfect excuse to stop at the Daytona Beach Buc-ee's.
Oh.
Uh, so that was a bonus because it just happened to be right on the way. So um, I stopped at Bucky's also.
Nice. Did you buy stuff?
I got a couple of food items, a couple of
Yeah.
biscuits. They were still on breakfast, so I
Oh,
got
okay.
sausage biscuit and then a bacon. Was it bacon? Yeah, bacon, egg, cheese biscuit.
Mm.
Um, I got a cup. They do like cheese cubes and turkey meat. I don't know why I picked turkey meat.
I
And
wonder.
some pretzels. Um, so there was a little snack cup that I got also. I had water with me, so I didn't need a drink. So yeah, but it was a nice little pit stop right on the way, and I was there maybe 30 minutes, and I was on my way. So that was my little road trip today. So yeah, I got to visit a little nature spot. It was nice, but it wasn't like I'm not going to go back there again
Right.
kind of a thing. It was just a little place. It was nice, nice little experience. But time to check that off the list, and I'll do something else next time. I wanna drive.
Jonathan says beaver nuggets. That's what I always hear. You're supposed to get at Bucky's. Be sure to mail your turkey legs to Dean.
Yeah, Mark. Hey, you guys got turkey legs you want to send for your Thanksgiving turkeys? You got extra turkey, and you can find a nice way. If you can make it keep for a few days while you send it to me, by all means. Uh, so anyway, yeah, I'm trying to think what else I want to ask you. While I'm trying to think about that, I am talking to Dean. I'm on the right side of the live place, and I do have the liveplace.com listed in the description if you're not visited there. Oh, that was one thing I wanted to ask you about the liveplace.com. How did you, um, I guess, just, the how, when, and why of the live plays, the story, kind of how that came to be and what its mission or goal is. And
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I could. Well, when we were talking earlier about Resort TV One, I probably watched them for about 6 months, and I was getting this, desire to do something in that space. And my brain is always thinking, website, and I'm a database guy, and so what could I do? And I finally settled on just a simple website to allow live streamers to list their live streams. And what I really loved was when I got started, it was slow. I remember the live streamers in the beginning were Resort TV One and Our Theme Life and Via Pre Project and Disney Dan. Disney Dan was the first person who ever reached out to me and said, "Hey, can I be on your site?" And I was just so honored that he would ask me that. And then all of us, I kept with it. And after about a half a year, all of a sudden, it started to get popular, more popular. And I was a sponsor of Resort TV One. So that's how I got a lot of exposure. But I got contacted by a whole bunch of channels at once, including Diz Our Dream, including Mouse Talk, Myers and the Mouse, Steve's World, Rob Fuzz. I always regret saying names because I have to leave off so many. Yeah, those are the days because it was new, it was exciting. We were all getting to know each other. Tina has obviously been around. She's one of the OGs. She's a moderator, from the beginning, and we were becoming friends. And then all of a sudden we had, like, I don't know, do you agree with this, Dean, that probably from this community I have made more good friends than I ever have in my entire life. I would honestly say that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have, and it's also I will say this also, as aside from just making connections and friendships, um, and I've talked about this on my channel, but my love of Disney is at this point it is very closely connected to going and meeting up with and meeting face to face the people in the YouTube community that I've met. So at this
Yeah.
point, and I always say, I Disney is more magical with friends. and I do mean that.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, definitely, I have made so many connections, and always meeting people. Saying, I mean, my chat, any channel, it's like, yeah, um, everyone here knows. You'll know, Dean. You pop in any stream, you can just do a quick little "Hi, everyone,"
Yeah.
and then within 10 seconds, you've had 20 hellos right back to you.
Talk about a good
And
way to start your day off.
so you try to just be, quick. And, I've even gone into chats, streams, and like debated whether I'm going to be ninja watching or not,
Right.
you know, uh, without chatting, not because I don't want to be friendly, but because, you
It's
know,
a it's
I'm,
a commitment.
sometimes when I'm busy saying hi back to everybody, I kind of miss what's going on in the stream. And but it is great overall. So sometimes I will wait and I'll do another blanket like, "Hello, everyone that said hi. I see you all." Um, oh,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I'm the same. I have to make a decision sometimes, and I bet we all do this, where you go, okay, I have other things going on, and I really can't get locked into the chat right now, so I'll watch Ninja. And but yeah, Debbie, that's really honestly, that's really nice of you to say that. And so Debbie is just one example.
yes,
Debbie
yeah,
and Jonathan and Tina and Don and all right, I'm looking at the chat. Every one of these people, they're like people that I would like to meet up, or you, Dean, at Disney World, and just spend
yeah,
some time with. My situation right now doesn't really give me the freedom to travel as much. In fact, I was telling Dean before the show, I just got just got laid off this 2 weeks ago, which has thrown a little bit of a change in my plans, but things are
mm,
working out. Uh,
mm,
Same way to say
yeah,
hi. Yeah, right, exactly, Jonathan. And so anyway, yeah, the live place has been more than anything a chance to meet a whole bunch of new friends. I'm working on some ideas right now, and we'll see where they go. So, you know, people know me enough, I think, that they'll see I'll occasionally try things at my channel, and I fail a lot, but I still don't give up.
yeah. And that's kind of been the evolution of this channel, just in terms of my shows. And it's been as small as just the title. And I think this is like the title that's going to stick for years, is Let's Talk Turkey. And
Yeah.
then my other stream, because I enjoy reading stories for everyone. So on Thursdays, it's Once Upon a Turkey Leg. Um, so I think this is my sweet spot. This is of content. So, but I know what you mean about kind of failing or reaching a wall or a speed bump, and it's just kind of, okay, am I supposed to quit now, or do I need to change something up? And but that's where it came back to the whole, I'm a creator, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna need to live stream here, so I got to figure something out. And you know um, the show must go on, as they say.
And I know you're ending the hour, but I just wanted to say, Dean, that I like you, and I like the way you do your live streams.
Oh, thank you.
You're a very genuine person. The thing I recognized right away when we were on Brian's live stream is how polite you are. You don't interrupt. And anyway, I like what you do, and thank you very much for having me on the show.
Oh yeah, well, thanks for coming on. We'll have to do it
Yeah.
again in the new year. I'll probably reach out to you again to be on and continue chatting about our common interest. So once again, guys, Dean of the Live Plays,
Thank you.
I'll get it right someday,
Thank you.
sometime. Um, if you're not familiar with the Live Plays, the link is in the description of the um, what we're doing now, the live stream right now. And so just quick note, speaking of meeting with people, and I haven't announced this yet. I was going to wait till next week, but I'm going to interject it here. The Magical Night of Hope that is put out has been put out. I think this year is the fourth annual of that. I will actually be going this year
Nice.
on December the 14th at Give Kids the World. I will be there. Um, and then, if any of you all that are in town, that are going to be in town the next week, going into the following week, I will be at Disney Springs the morning of the Tuesday, the 17th. I do have a live stream scheduled there. So if any of you all, if it just doesn't work out to say hi at Magical Night of Hope, and you want to try to connect with me, if that works out, I will be at Disney Springs on the 17th. What else? Next week. Oh, so you do have do you have anything in the works, Dean, on your YouTube, the live plays on YouTube?
Just going to keep trying this thing I did last Friday called Livestream Universe. It's changing a lot. I learned a lot. And so that'll be my next thing. And I'm on with T Town Mary Ellen on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock
Okay, T Town
for,
Mary Ellen. Okay.
yep, for the variety show. And that's listed at the live place. So definitely check that
Okay.
out. It's a good show.
Well, let me take the opportunity to thank you, Dean, for listing my streams, my channel
Yeah.
on there. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Among all the other, oh, that's another thing. How many channels do you have?
I
Do
believe
you
it's
know?
202.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I am one of that 202. So if you don't have anything else to watch, you have 202, 201 other options besides here, um, at the liveplace.com. And just go in there and see what you find.
For sure.
So next week will be my Thanksgiving stream. You all need to come back because I am creating the ultimate Thanksgiving dinner menu ever. And I need you all to come and help me make that menu. I only have one item on it so far. Can you guess what item that is?
Mm.
Can you guess?
It's
But
not
after
popcorn.
that, um, I just need help. So come back next week, next Tuesday. Um, Thursday, of course, Once Upon a Turkey Leg, fun stories, and I've got a lot of fun ideas for Christmas, the Christmas season coming up, and then into the new year. So, Dean, thanks again for coming on. It's been such a fun chat tonight. Before we head out, um, I kind of hit a roadblock that was kind of, if I had my way, that would probably be the perfect menu almost. There are a few other things. I'll talk about that next week, about the other things that I actually do enjoy. I do enjoy other things to eat besides turkey. Shocker, I know. Uh, so go see the Hitchhiking Bones. They are live or are going live for Hitchhiker Chat, as they do every Tuesday. And go in and tell them I said gobble gobble and hello. And so, yeah, so everyone, Pop the like button if you haven't. Again, if you're on the replay, comments, leave them, say hi, and I will respond to that as quickly as I can. And have a gobbletastic night, and I can't wait till the next stream with you guys. So
Thank you,
take care,
Dean.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye, all.